So today I'll be painting one of the most famous scenes from Squid Game. Not really the most iconic, but what I think is the most satisfying scene to be put in a painting and has the most deep meaning behind it. Oh, French, more of like you see it and it catch your eye. You'd be like, oh, what's this painting? Oh, it's on your wall. And you know when you grab a scene from a movie and you see one scene, you're like, oh my god, it's so cinematic. You're like, ooh, ooh. That's nice to watch. That's nice to see. Like one of the best movies best examples probably be Oppenheimer. So Oppenheimer, I was watching it, I was like, damn, this looks good. I could stop at any point and I could just screenshot it and put it as my wallpaper, and then no change in details, lighting, or anything, and it's just so beautiful. So I've watched Squid Game and I sped run it within the last 2 days, and throughout both seasons I have found what I think would be the most iconic scene and the most best scene to put on your wall as a painting.
So starting off with the initial sketch, first I gotta add the first layer of brown paint, and adding the first layer of brown paint, at first, for the longest time I thought, why am I doing this? Like, it didn't make that much sense, but after seeing the difference, because you don't see it initially, you see it after the painting is finished, like the colors just pop out so much more. And even now I can't really wrap my head around it, but either way, it just works. And one other thing with the initial sketch is, whenever I'm making the initial sketch, it's just, I never get it right, Like, it always looks a bit off. Like, I always try my best to add so much detail, but I realized if I add too much time into the initial sketch, when I'm adding the layers of paint, it removes the fun from it. Because when it comes to actually adding the paint, when it's just a coloring book, okay, yeah, you just add paint, but when you can actually add creativity, for example, I love just having to redo things, although it sounds a bit like wasting time. At the same time, it's just some part of it I just really enjoy. So yeah, now I'm just doing the background, and the background, it's nothing so special. But when I first saw this scene in this second season, when I first saw it, I was like, this is it. I found it. This is the scene I'm gonna paint. Because I sped run both seasons. I sped run the first season and the second season. The first season I absolutely enjoyed. I enjoyed the characters. I enjoyed the story build, and it's a weird type of enjoyment, because the way I enjoyed it was, I knew for a fact these guys most of them, they're all gonna die, and I just felt like this weird sort of like entertainment, because I knew they're not gonna survive, but at the same time there's still that thrill of how will and when. So I just somehow I found a way of enjoying it, and even knowing the fact there's only one survivor, I still really enjoyed it. And I just absolutely enjoyed the characters as well. Oh my god, the recruiter, he did such a good job in the first season as being slightly off, because when you see him, it's like you can tell, okay, this guy, he's weird, but at the same time he's not too weird where you want to talk to him. And in the second season, he just completely shows all of his colors, and like, I absolutely love that. It's sad that we didn't get so much of his backstory. I would love to see this guy's where he came from and whatnot, little flashbacks. But for Ji-hoon, for some reason, not for some reason, I know exactly. I got $5 in my account, so I'm very much near his situation. Well, I'm not actually, snap, I am living with my mom. So those are one of the few things that are similar to Ji-hoon, and well, at least I'm not gambling. I could be doing worse. Now for the show, I gotta say I absolutely loved it. But one thing, now please don't call me racist, I'm not racist, but the one thing that I really I didn't like was the fact that it was in Korea. I'm not saying there's something wrong about it, no, I'm pretty sure, no, that is the reason why it's so good. It's just the fact that the Korean subtitles was it's subtitles, and I just can't handle subtitles for some reason. My brain is just too slow. It's not evolved enough to handle it just yet. I just had to keep on rewinding backwards, which made me felt so slow. But I would have enjoyed it a lot more actually if they hired some better voice actors, because I remember hearing clips of it and I was just like, oh my god, like I think only animes can get their dub right. Like the minute it goes to shows or Korean films or any other language, it's just they don't get it right. Like it's not synced. But the minute it goes to like anime, it's just so like I can get immersed in it. Alright, so I'm gonna... Yeah, it's getting a bit messy right now, so instead of buttering it more with paint and making this video longer, I'm just gonna skip forward a bit when I get the proportions back on and when I get the lighting a bit more right. But yeah, it's not looking so pretty. So yeah, I had to skip a bit forward because I was getting really tired and I was just like, you know what, I'm not gonna deal with this. So I decided, okay, I'm just gonna stop recording, because recording, my setup right now, it's so weird. It's like the camera is right next to me and every little bump, I just shake the whole thing. I'm like, oh my god, I have to cut that out. So I just decided, you know what, I'm just gonna stop recording. So I finished the rest of it with just without the camera, and I'm sorry about that, but I just had to. I couldn't. I did have to speed run this painting within a week, which I surprised myself actually, and I was really surprised I didn't run into so much hiccups. I did run into one hiccup, and that was painting Jihoon's eye, because just for some reason I just couldn't get it right. And I was looking at the reference picture and I'm like, how am I supposed to do this? Because in the reference picture, he is just one little dot. Like, I'm not trying to be racist, it's just a dot. And I tried adding just a line and it just didn't make any sense. So I'm like, okay, I have to redo it. So I kept on redoing it. And I finally got it somewhat right. And oh my god, he just kept on looking so stereotypical Asian slanted eyes. Yeah, I'm not trying to be racist and paint that. So I kept on redoing it. And at the end, yes, it very much did pay off, because it looks a lot better now and it actually looks like an eye. So besides that, there was no other hiccups, and I really surprised myself with how fast it took. Usually paintings that I make take weeks, months, and I'm just like redoing it. That's why it's somewhat better if I do add better proportions with the first layer, but it just doesn't add the depth and the layer of fun to it. So the painting, I really enjoyed this painting. Alright, so it's getting really late now, and this video is about to take too long. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna skip forward and just skip the process of painting the hand and the hair and the little details, and that's just getting too boring. So I'll just skip forward because it's getting late. And Onion's so I'm just skip forward. This is not gonna be any interesting anyways. It's the boring part, so I'm just gonna hit it with a quick eyeliner. Damn, that looks pretty good. Alright, I'm gonna do the next one. I like a zoom. Alright, so I just added the some detail to the clothes, the more purple to this guy, and added this guy's shirt. So it's looking okay. Now I'm just gonna add some detail to the hair for they stop looking so emo. But besides that, I'm gonna add a little more detail to the hand, and then that should be it. So
2,000 years later.
Alright, now this is my favorite part about finishing a painting. When you get I got the rest of the words good, but not the last few. God damn it. What the fuck? Oh my god. Oh, gotta leave that there. Alright, so right now I'm editing this
with Miro, and he just pointed out to me that I got my name wrong in the signature. It's supposed to say J.Gallardo, but I wrote it as Jo.Gallardo. I was so tired that night finishing that painting. It was like 2 a.m. And like, oh God.
No bueno.
That's a big mess. But I think I'm gonna just leave it like that because it adds a bit of personality.
Artism.
Yeah.
Galar. Come on. Oh, D is really wonky, but it's life. Beautiful. Now the painting is done. Now, but I'm trying to get good shots of it, but my darn phone can't really get blur out besides if I get it from this angle. But yeah, it looks really good so far. So far it's done, but yeah, it looks good.
All right, and there you go. This is the final piece. If anybody would like to, if anybody really enjoys the painting, you can get in contact with me. I left my WhatsApp number on my Instagram, so you guys can go check me out there. I'll be posting reels and little shorts. You guys can go check out my Instagram and contact me. We can talk about the painting. But for prints, at the moment, I don't have anybody that sell prints to, so I won't be doing that for a while. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Yeah, this commentary is probably getting a bit weird, so I'm just stopping now. Hope you guys enjoyed it.